once again, and in this video I'm just going to show you the deck I was running in the previous duel. So this is just basic tempo spellbook. This is the deck I used a long time ago, and that was, at the time I ran this, we didn't have a card called Spellbook of Knowledge. Here it says Spellbook of Yugioh. I don't know how to pronounce that, but whatever. It's Spellbook of Knowledge. And the reason why this is such a good card, and it makes Spellbook at least decently viable right now, is because it increases the pace of this deck so much. Like, you're able to draw the key cards you need to keep tempoing the game really fast, much better than you were able to before. And specifically, of course, you send to the graveyard one Spellbook Master type monster you control, or Spellbook card in your hand or you control. One Spellbook monster you control, or one Spellbook card in your hand or you control, except Spellbook of Knowledge. And if you do, draw 2 cards. The draw 2 cards part is key because, yes, this card is even, it's not necessarily plus or minus, but the fact that you get basically to replace 2 cards in your hand, it allows you to keep the pressure on in terms of card advantage. And of course you can activate only 1 per turn, but with Master over here, it doesn't really matter. Master's important card. At one point I ran 3 Master, and I realized that that's not as good to do. Even though Master's a really good card, it's able to recycle really easily because of Spellbook of Eternity, High Priestess, and yeah, pretty much because of those cards here. I mean, you're able to recycle it really easily, that's the point. You can use Fate also to banish it from the graveyard, not just High Priestess, but Fate is a very important card for countering most decks because the last effect over here, banish 1 card your opponent controls, that is very scary to do if you target right. Now, the other 2 effects aren't bad either. Return, bounce 1 set spell trap card to the hand, and then change 1 monster on the field face down or face up. So that's like a Book of Moon, that effect. And I do have Book of Moon here still just in case, because you won't always be having spellbook cards in your graveyard to banish. Sometimes banishing 2 spellbook cards from your graveyard, you don't have the resources for that all the time. So sometimes having Book of Moon is just a nice way to instantly get that effect. And some other interesting things. I'm running 2 Crescent. I saw people running 3, and I don't know why they really do that, because Crescent's pretty much a dead draw after like turn 1, or after you go for a crazy World of Prophecy play where you've basically gotten rid of all the spellbook cards in your graveyard and you're able to go for Crescent, but otherwise Crescent's not really that good. So you don't want to have too many, and it's not that hard to draw anyway because you have Knowledge, you have Blueboy, you have Secrets, you have enough cards. And even if you happen to draw this in turn 1, or in your hand, your starting hand, then you can activate this, and you can target Master, Secrets, and it doesn't matter, the third one, maybe Knowledge, let's say. And if they randomly pick Master, then you get to activate Crescent again, because Master against Crescent's effect, and it's as if there's no other card in the graveyard. So that's a really nice combo to get cards that you need fast. I run Foolish Burial because we also run Stoic of Prophecy. Stoic of Prophecy, just when it's sent to the graveyard, add 1 level 3 Prophecy monster from your deck to your hand. That's an easy way to get Temperance, and when you get Temperance, that's an easy way to get High Priestess or World, depending on the situation. Most of the time, you're going to go for High Priestess because her effect is the most tempo, but World can be a very nice explosive card to, blow up the entire field, control the game from there. Maybe you've got game by activating its effects. Yeah, it's a really nice card, and also you get to recycle with its second effect, or rather its first effect. But yeah, of course Raigeki is a staple now. Shouldn't refuse to run it, really. I mean, at one point it was banned, and that was a while ago, but now it's gone back into the meta because it's at 1, so you should definitely run it. 2 Spellbook of Power. At one point I was running 3, but at that time I was running hyper aggressive spellbook deck, and that was 2 years ago, so it doesn't work to run three of these anymore. And also at that time you're running Justice, and Justice has 1600 attack, so Power is really nice on Justice. You get the 2600 attack beater, and that should hit at least a decent amount of the cards in the meta. Another card to talk about, Eternity. Very good for recycling make sure you can keep your combos up with Fate and High Priestess. And I generally target, generally what I do is I banish Master using Fate or High Priestess, and then I use Eternity to get Master back, and then I can go for Master. I can activate Master to copy Eternity and then add another banished card back, so I get back the 2 cards I banished from Fate if I use Fate, or after using High Priestess effect for a long time and I banished a bunch of cards. Foolish Burial, as I said before, is just to get Stoic in the graveyard to get Temperance really fast. If you've already drawn Stoic for whatever reason, and that's fine because that happens sometimes, you can just use Foolish Burial on World and then use Life to get summon World from the graveyard. Secrets, need 3 of them, I've said. Spellbook of Wisdom, good card for keeping your opponents out and controlling the game. We already talked about Book of the Moon. Tower is recycling also. Now a lot of people say that Tower isn't good. It's too slow in this current time, but I think it's actually still a good card, because if you can't banish Master from graveyard, then you can recycle it free using Tower. Bottomless stable, Tori stable, Strike Warning stable, and that's it. Not currently running an extra deck or a side deck. I still haven't decided what I'm going to run, but those will be updated soon, and that's all. Thanks for watching.